Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is Zach with Zach Attack Cards, bringing you a little bit of something different here. We're going to have a pack opening, as you can see in front of you, but I also want to take a moment and just discuss the state of retail, especially when it comes to Topps. Panini is not even going to come into this conversation, mostly because, especially when it comes to their football products, they've been doing an incredible job with the distribution of hits and even with just getting their products to the stores and such. So we're going to go through, we're going to open a few. These are all hobby packs. I didn't bother going out and getting retail, and we're definitely going to touch on why. And also why there won't be, or very likely won't be, a hanger video due to what we're going to talk about in this video. But I definitely want to hear from you too, down in the comments down below. Let me know your comments on anything that we're going to talk about here today, or anything that you've heard about Topps retail, and I'd certainly love to hear your views on that. So let's get started. Basically, we have 4 packs of Topps Chrome, Allen, and Ginter. Probably not a product I'm going to end up getting a whole box of, so I figure maybe just give it a try. And then, of course, the old reliable Series 1 hobby packs. So let's get right into this. We have the state of retail. I was almost going to title this whole thing the State of Retail Address and just make a big deal out of it, a big show out of it, what have you, right? So everyone knows that there's really been just a huge debacle when it comes to Series 1. So there was no real communication from Topps, Fanatics. I'm just going to continue to refer to them as Topps. You obviously know that Fanatics took them over last year. So relatively recently, but a lot of people seem to be holding them responsible for what's happening this year, and I don't see any reason necessarily not to. So it's you know, it's hard to argue with that. But really, what's been going on is just the distribution of hits has been insane, right? So the easiest thing to look at are gold hits, right? So the hanger boxes went from 2022, you could get a gold card in 8 hangers, 1 in 8 hangers. Not great, but definitely not bad, and nowhere near as bad as this year, where the gold card has gone to 1 in 15. So they've basically doubled, doubled the chances of not getting one. I stated that wrong, but you know what I mean. So they've essentially made it twice as hard to get a gold card from a hanger, which, I mean, let's face it, the entire set has gold cards. There's 2,023 of every single card that they print, of the 330 cards, right? And you're making it that much harder to get those. It's pretty insane to me. And then you move on to the blasters, right? So the blasters, let's just put these over here for a second, right? The blasters, which I happen to have next to me here, you can even see for yourself, the gold is 1 in 99 packs. I mean, some people have interpreted it as 99 blasters, but that's not true. It does say at the top packs. So 1 in 99 packs, which is insane. So 1 in 99 packs is more than double what it was last year, right? So 1 in 38 were the odds last year. 1 in 38 packs. Let that sink in. So it went from 1 in 38 to 1 in 99 packs within a blaster. And that's just crazy to me. And the easiest way to do a comparison is, right, so a jumbo pack right now is going to cost you $25, right? So roughly the same as a blaster. They're going to go up a little bit because everybody knows the odds, so the jumbos are better, and they really are. But basically, the gold cards are 1 in 2 packs. Just nuts. The exact same price. You're almost guaranteed a gold card. You get 2, you're likely going to get yourself a gold card. Whereas you get 2 blasters, and you're not even really you're nowhere near the old odds of 1 in 38. So it's just been crazy. And the lack of communication from, you know, Topps, Fanatics, again, whichever, is just as bad. It's insane to me that they're having so difficult of a time just explaining it to people. I mean, just let people know. It's really not that hard to let people know that, hey, we've decreased the odds, so, you know, maybe consider buying a hobby. That's really all you gotta, you know, say. Obviously, say it in your corporate rhetoric, or however it is you're gonna say it, right? But we also don't know the reason for this, right? And we'll likely never know because, again, companies don't necessarily have to share their reasons for changing things, right? But there has been numerous reasons suggested for why this has happened. And I don't know which one is more likely. You know, again, you guys can maybe let me know down in the comments. Maybe I've even missed one, right? So there seems to be three theories here that have led to this whole debacle, right? So the first thing is the crackdown on resellers, right? Lower your odds, less desire from the people that they're reselling to, whether it be eBay or whatever, right? So, I mean, it's a possibility. Do I think that it's truly the reason? I really don't think so, because at the end of the day, you're still hurting the consumer, because even if the resellers don't pick these up, they're sitting on the shelf for, you know, some kids to come by and get, or even collectors to come by and get, and there's nothing in them. You know, I opened a couple in a previous video, and there was junk in there. I mean, luckily I had already completed the set, so it wasn't a huge deal, but I mean, unless you're looking for some of the stars of MLB or something like that, like there's really no reason to buy retail. It's just bad. So the other two reasons that have been given are somewhat similar to one another, right? So you have the distribution of hits. So essentially, this is just a decision by Topps to have a higher percentage of the hits within hobby. Very possible. You know, more of the numbered cards, more of the autographs, moving them to hobby, which is also very possible, right? Because the more you read about it, the more you dig into it, the hobby boxes, unlike last year and previous years, have many more autograph hits instead of the typical relic. I know I said it in my videos last year. 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to end up with a relic. But this year, the odds seem to be about 60% to get an auto, which is pretty awesome. So even that you can go and spend right now. They're still going for less than $100. So I mean, at least then you have a shot at a decent hit. It's not just a regular relic. It's not guaranteed though, so make sure you remember that little caveat. And then the last, you know, kind of theory on this, popular theory, is just that they've hired the print run for retail only. And the main reason to do this is if you print more retail, you can take the numbered hits, which will stay the same. And we know that they've pretty much stayed the same when you look at the backs of the packs. They still have, you know, the 99 to 199 to 399, you know, on and on. You can move the numbered hits to hobby. Same with the autos. You move those to hobby, and essentially the odds are staying the exact same when it comes to hobby, if not a little bit better, because you're printing either the same number or maybe even slightly less for hobby, and you're just printing a bunch more in retail. So that's a possibility. It's really hard to say, but at the end of the day, all this really spells is just junk for the consumer. It's a shame, and I hope that it's something that they fix when it comes to their other retail releases or even Series 2 update, etc., etc. Jose Miranda. All right, nice one to start with. Byron Buxton. But the last point to kind of make about this just came out this past week, right? So Topps, well, actually maybe a week or two now. I don't remember, maybe even 3 at this point. Apologies for that. But essentially, Topps had their industry conference that they have. I believe it's a yearly thing that they do. And they announced that they're dropping a number of lines that they normally produce, right? Some of them are newer than others. Some of them definitely not, right? But for those that are unaware, the card lines that they've dropped altogether for 23, and it's probably going forward, I guess, or who knows, maybe they'll bring them back in a year. They just said that they're not being produced this year. Archive snapshots are Bowman Chrome X, Clearly Authentic, First Edition, and Gold Label. Now, those all have hobby releases or are online-only ones, right? So not necessarily, it doesn't harm the retail consumer very much. However, they also canceled Fire, Gallery, and Opening Day. Opening Day was the huge shocker because Opening Day has been around since the mid-90s. Fire and Gallery, I mean, they've been around for a time too. They're not, you know, brand new. Gold Label's another one that's been around on and off, I believe, since the 90s. Hasn't been produced all the way through. But it's just, once again, you know, you're hurting the retail consumer in this case with the Fire, the Gallery. Obviously, Fire was exclusive to Target. Gallery was exclusive to Walmart, and I believe Meijer and other markets. And opening day, you could get that anywhere. I mean, that was on Topps' website. That was in hobby shops would have it. You could find it at all the retail stores. But it was still generally considered a retail product. So it's crazy to me, right? So opening day, sure. If you really want to, you know, break it down to its nuts and bolts, maybe not the biggest deal to get rid of opening day, considering it's the exact same pictures you're going to see in Series 1 and Series 2 with the addition of the little opening day, you know, logo, right? Whereas Fire and Gallery, you know, they're different. And last year, I enjoyed Fire and Gallery very much. I opened all these on the channel. And the thing that really gets me about Fire and Gallery is you could get those mega boxes. I think some places term them hobby boxes, but they're really not hobby boxes. So Fire and Gallery, you could go to Walmart or Target or even online to those, right? And it was $80 and you got, I believe, 2 autographs in both. I think that was like the deal, which was one of the cheapest ways to get autographs. So tell me how that doesn't hurt, you know, a retail consumer who's very conscious of the amount of money that they spend or who may be buying for their kids, right? How much fun was that? You know, I know a lot of them were bought up by resellers and stuff like that. I get it, right? But at the end of the day, it's still another option for, you know, kids and, again, people who just have to be very conscious about the amount of money that they spend to get really nice hits, you know, not just get a cheap white napkin of, you know, Key Brian Hayes, for example. No offense to him. He's an excellent player. But so it's to me, it's just insane. It's just yet another kind of shot at the people who stick to retail, right? I mean, I'm sure you're saying, just go to hobby shops, just go to hobby shops, right? Okay, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love going to hobby shops and you know, hobby shops are fantastic. But at the end of the day, ooh, an O'Neal Cruz. Does that maybe make up for my damaged card? But not everybody has a hobby shop super close to them, right? You know, this isn't the mid-90s, or early 90s, I guess I should say, where, you know, the market was super hot and there were hobby shops popping up all over the place, right? This is, you know, even though sports cards are hot and well, they're cooling off, but I mean, even when they were heating up, you weren't getting a brand new hobby shop on every corner or anything like that, right? And just think about it, you know, you keep looking at people who are, you know, very focused on how much they spend, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Then you have to look at gas, you know, how much gas is it going to take me to get to these hobby shops so that I can get my kids what I'm after, you know? And to me, that's just something that's not fair. It's far more likely that, you know, kids and, again, people who are conscious of their money are going to be grocery shopping in Target, Walmart, Meijer, and just head over to the card aisle and say, hey, what's here? You know, let me see some cool stuff. And they're either going to have to deal now with worse odds in the retail, you know, series flagship, you want to call it that, right? Or, you know, not even having the opportunity to find these really cool things on the shelves like Fire and Gallery, where, you know, if you happen to have an extra few bucks that week, you can spend the $80 and get the 2 autographs and just have a blast, right? So, I mean, who knows? What this all comes down to is, I hope it's something that gets changed, and I think we got a parallel here, but we'll just have to see. I think it might be one of those things where it's going to be us as the consumer that we're going to have to, you know, do what we can to bring this to Topps and get them to change it back or at least make it better, you know, especially in terms of the odds. You know, like the Blasters thing just absolutely destroys me. 1 in 99 packs. Like, come on. You can't bring that down to, even if you want to go up a little bit, go to like 1 in 50 or something. Like 99 is insane. But I guess all we can do is wait and see. Yordan Alvarez. So this is going to be numbered, I'd assume. And we have, what is that? That is a back door. That's what you got to love about Allen and Ginter. And we have a fisherman, I guess, or explorer, Neil Moore. Yordan Alvarez, 17 of 25. Wow, what a hit. That's a nice hit there. Especially of an excellent player. So, apologies for those of you that just wanted to listen to, you know, watch somebody open cards and stuff. But I think it's important to discuss these kinds of things, you know, especially if it's something that you don't necessarily follow as closely. You know, maybe you're just somebody who heads to the store every so often and buys some packs, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you need to know about these changes, you know, so that you're aware you might be blowing your money. And here we go. We're going to have 4 packs of Series 1. Let's see if we can get anything interesting. As I've said before, I've already built the set, so it's not paramount to get anything in particular. And I hate the way that Hobby has done the cards this year, the way you have to just flip them around. Davis Martin, rookie. Christian Yelich. Rhys Hoskins. Ooh, a Jeter Downs. I think I might have actually needed a duplicate of that for my rookie box, so that's awesome. David VR. Liam Hendricks. Jeffrey Springs. Cal Quantrill. Gunnar Henderson, all right. Greatest hits of 22. That is fantastic. I will take that. That'll go nicely with the Adley that I've already pulled of that exact same insert set. So that is a pretty sweet way to start it for me. Definitely looking for, you know, any of the Orioles that I can possibly get. I know that I'm still missing, I believe, all of them in the 1988 you know, kind of throwback insert or whatever it is, whatever they call it. Say this whole pack up to there, I guess. But it's just kind of annoying because you might even see your hit doing it that way. I wish that that's something that they would go back and fix as well. Yordan Alvarez, Tony Gonsolin, AL ERA leaders, American League, Boston Red Sox, Marcus Wilson, rookie, Tanner Scott, Danny Jimenez, Paul Sewald, Nolan Jones, rookie, Ketel Marte, and Key Brian Hayes. Seems to be a common theme with him, at least for this video. And here again, see, so, and you go like this, and I guess if you flip it, then it's only like 4 cards or so, but either way. Vlad Jr., Joey Votto, Brad Miller. We got Lou Bob. See what he can do this year. Zach Davies, Haesung Kim, Graham Ashcraft, Mookie Betts, JT Realmuto. We got Kyle Stowers from my O's, Taylor Ward, Kyle Gibson, Brian Bello, and Keegan Thompson. So the other thing that's kind of, you know, the one thing that kind of puts you off a little bit with regular Hobby is you don't always get an insert in each pack. Once again, if you get the Jumbo, you're going to get an insert in every single, at least one insert in every single pack. And when you get to your hit packs, you're going to get even more than that. You're going to get sometimes 3. Lucas Giolito, Brandon Lau, Brendan Rodgers, Cesar Hernandez, Sean Murphy, Leo Verpagero, it's another nice rookie, Yasmani Grandal, Andy Diaz, got the Toronto Young Stars Celebrate. Oh, I forgot to spin. Oh, we got a rainbow foil, David VR. JT Brubaker, Brandon Hughes, Ronald Acuna Jr., and Blake Snell. So, I mean, not bad. I mean, between the two, definitely did a bit better in the Topps Chrome, getting the Yordi out of 25. Super nice numbered card. Color match, too, pretty much, with the orange. But not going to complain about the Gunnar Henderson either. But I hope you've enjoyed what you've just seen. I hope that, you know, you'll let me know your thoughts down in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you think about what's going on with retail and what's going on overall with, you know, Topps and Fanatics and what they're, you know, how they're envisioning the future. Definitely, if you've liked what you've seen, head down below, hit that little subscribe button, click that little like button, come along for the ride with us. We'd love to have you. And that just about does it for me. This is Zach with Zach Attack Cards. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.